Hello, I'm Alexey. Yeah, and this talk mostly about idea about how we can hack back the hackers. Of course, this idea may be not new, but I tried in real life in my own web server, and I got some results, and I want to share my experience, my results, because it's just fun, it's interesting, and that's why I decided to do it. Okay, but before we start, a few words about me. I am working in Berlin for Nokia. I'm a security engineer. I make the world more safer. But also I'm doing my own stuff, not related to my company. I support Russian community because I'm from Russia. So Balalaika, Medvedia, all things are my friends. That's why I support our DEFCON Russia group. It's first DEFCON group in Russia. And I was a founder, so I'm proud of it. And I'm the organizer and the founder of Russian conference Zero Nights. It's pretty cool conference about IT security. So if you want to visit Russia and visit some events, please, highly recommend. It's very cool. Okay, commercial enough. And little disclaimer, it's important to me. So first of all, my employer is not related to this talk. So it's all my own stuff. I do it for my own risk, so it's not about my employer. And even more, this experiment was done in 2011 and 2012, before I joined Nokia. So again, it's my own problems. And of course, I did it only for research, for interesting, for education, but not for something evil. So I'm a good guy. And I want to thank to my friend Alexey Turin from Russia. He helped me a lot with this project. So thank you, Alexey, if you hear me. Okay, I think we can start. I want to start from honeypots, from in general. Of course, everybody knows what is honeypots, how they works, and etc., etc. Okay, and we can use it in different purposes. For example, antivirus and research guy use honeypots for getting fresh samples of malware, for getting 0 days, of course. But I'm not interested. Okay, I'm lying. I'm interested in it also, but it's not about it. I'm just interested in how we can use honeypot in defensive. And because I'm a security engineer, I don't like to get not needed job like 0 day research. So we can use it because it's really good thing. And if attacker spend his time on honeypots and we got his behavior, his patterns, and we can understand what we can get from this attacker from this situation. Because it's always good to have honeypot in your own network. You understand what's going on. So just little example, for example, okay, just example, when bot search for PHP local inclusion, yes, it's a common thing, and few bots, if you remember, 5 years ago, it was popular thing for infecting PHP myadmin things. And for example, if your IDS system or honeypot catches this alert, you understand that it's going in your network, and you need to take some actions like check your systems. Do you have actually this PHP myadmin exposed to internet, or it's protected with password, or it's old version of PHP myadmin, so on. Okay, but actually it's a bad example because the same thing you can get from IDS system. And for example, second case, okay, SQL injection attempt. It's much more interesting because in this case, you got also what attacker tried to do with your system. And you know, honeypot can be very different by type. So for example, you have production server with few PHP scripts, and you can also place honeypot scripts on this productions box. And if attacker start to work with these scripts, you can understand actually what he wants from this server. So he tried to get something from database, and you can understand, so this is bad thing, and we can check, for example, something about our hashes in Rio database and other scripts that are actually not honeypots. So it gives us some information about what's going on and what we can do. It's honeypots. But why I don't like IDS system? I really like it, but not much. And I tell you why. So, for example, we don't have honeypot, we have IDS system. Okay, we have alert, the same, SQL injection attempt. It's pattern, signature on IDS, and it catch like union select, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. okay, it's a DS alert, and if you work in big company, it's like, oh, it's incident, we should do something. Okay, we start to understand, is it actually false positive or not? And it actually takes time, because you need to go to this place and understand, is it real vulnerability or not? So you can do source code analysis or manual validation of this vulnerability just to check this SQL injection vector. And if yes, then investigation, what attacker did. You need to get some network traffic dumps, log file analysis, etc., etc. And the last question maybe for you, it's actually who it was and why he did it. And this talk about this last thing. So who is the attacker, an attacker in different case? Why? Because we have more questions from this incident. Maybe it was targeted attack or just script keyed, so I don't know. And we have few questions that can be interesting for us. Like actually for me, that's why I'm start all this thing. Okay, and one more thing. Yes, it's how incident response team works. For each incident, you need to do many things. For example, the guy who ran Akunetic just press one button, and it's very cheap for him. But for us, it's like this. It's not good. And if we use Honeypot system, it gets us more information about is it real attack and what attacker really doing. So, and last but not least, white hat guys, and most of you white hat, I hope. And of course you are good, but again, I'm on the defensive side and don't know good you are or bad, so I don't know you. And I can be more relaxed if I know that this SQL injection vector come from my friend and not from evil guys. So if I can easily detect this guy white hat and not black hat, it's much easier. Of course we don't trust black hat either, but it should be like this. So I'm really interested about who is attacker, but of course people different groups, and some people don't interest in that. Of course, some people say, I don't care actually why I should care about who is attacker. I need to close my incident, fix the bug, do some incident analysis, make report, that's all, it's my job. But of course I'm in the second group, and I think you are in the second group because I'm here. So you're interested about to understand who is attacker and what we can do with him, like broke his legs or something. Okay, and some more description why it should be interesting. For enterprise sector, of course, for example, for Russian oil companies, they like to know what's going on. Who is it? Maybe it was competitor or something like that. And if we're talking about government, it's of course very easy to say, oh, it was China guys, okay, let's kill them. But it's good if you can get some proofs. So let's go. Actually, yeah, what we got from IDS and logs. Of course, if you look into Apache log files, you got nothing. Of course, you can trust to IP address and user agent. That's nothing. So you got nothing. And that's why I decided only one way to get something about attacker in this case, and just try to do something with him, attack him. Okay, finally conclusion, what I want from my system, from my honeypot. Fast result, I need to understand, is it false positive or real attack? And if we use honeypot, it's by default. If honeypot generate alert, it means it's real. Next question, is it targeted attack? What attacker wants from us? Is it just script keyed bot or some motivated, really professional guy? Actually, if your honeypot system not just default but custom, and you did it for yourself, special for your system, you can do it, and I describe example how it can be, that this system answer on all this question. And last two about decoy an attacker and track him, of course it's only hacking back, reverse penetration. So let's try to answer on this question, except first, because it's too easy. Yeah, why I believe in offensive security. Because, it's good sentence by one guy. And it's how it works. Again, if you want to track attackers, it's only one way. We can do anything. Oh, of course, there are other options. If you're government, you can call to ISP, you can try to make some investigation, but it's already another level of job. So it's not almost what we can do very easily. So, okay, there can be two things. Hack your enemy first, it's American way, and hack your enemy back. It's my way, it's what I believe, because it's too aggressive, we don't want to do with that. But hack your enemy back, maybe it can give you something. So this was my idea, that's what I believe, maybe. Okay, actually, as I told before, this idea is not new, and all these antivirus guys, researchers, they do it a lot. They hack command centers for botnets, they hack each other, I don't know, they do it always because they're interested in malwares, in command center, takeover botnets. Even evil guys do it, they hack each other to get botnets from one to another. So it's actually not new, and I saw this presentation in Prague, in Czechoslovakia, Czech, of course, yeah, by Andrzej Drozovsky. He exploited buffer overflow vulnerability in Poison EV server and got access to hacker workstation with all this botnet thing. And actually it works, so he takes some offensive steps against these Poison EV servers and got information about infected boxes, about IP addresses, what company was infected, and helps them. So offensive works. It works for good things. So that's interesting. But I'm not interested in client-side vector because it's mostly to antivirus, botnets. I'm not interested in it because I have my services. It's mostly web services, and then guys try to exploit something from web, like anonymous guys, so I don't know. They use very classical thing. That's why I'm interested in server-side offensive thing. But it's not much described. So that's why, actually this slide not about it, but okay. Yeah, a few more words about how it can be on server side. The classic thing about replay back thing. Of course, it's mostly about botnets, so if someone brute force your SSH logins, you can replay with the same pair of login and password back to the sender, and in most cases, the box that's scanning you are actually infected box. So if you replay back the same pair of login and password, you can be authenticated on infected box. But again, it's mostly all about botnets. I'm not interested in it much, so it's just for information. So let's back to the www. The most easy thing is just to use exploit pack. Why? If bad guys use this, we also can use it. But the one difference, we use it after only in Honeypot. After that, we have proof that this guy exploit us. So we exploit him back with classic exploit pack because most hackers use the same thing. Browsers, plugins, operation system, it's all the same. So we can do it, very easy. But this question, when we can start to exploit them, how we can be sure that this is not white hat, it's black hat, and we're doing really good deal, because there are many moral, legal questions about it. So actually the classic, the big difference between bug, between vulnerability, between exploit, and between attack. So it's all different thing. And then you have like reports from guys, oh, we found very dangerous vulnerabilities called cross-site scripting, and this is example alert 1. Okay, it's a success, cool, you find it, but it's not attack. It's just vulnerability. And we want to attack back, not because of vulnerability, but because of fact of attack on us. So we can do it because each move from each step to another step, it's something, it tells us something about this guy. So this thing can be found automatically by scanners, by just insert quarters. So it's not proof yet. So we need to do it after we show that it's attack, so the final step. And actually all this can tell us about skills of the attackers, because all these moves actually tell us about threat level for us. So if we can detect these moves from each step, we understand that it's more dangerous. On the last step, we understand that guy pretty bad for us. We should attack them back. So, example, how it can be in a very, very easy way. We can make trap for him. It's, for example, we have, again, some production server with some scripts. We put an admin directory file called admin.php. And no direct links on this file. So it can be found only with brute forcing. And I know some guys that like to use Deerbuster to find some stealth files. They can use this tool to find this admin.php file. And it's first, Then they found, for example, this admin PHP has authentication form with login and password. And of course, if guy is not good, he tried to exploit it by brute force and etc. etc. And for example, we place a second script, help PHP, in the same directory with isco injection. So we try to push this guy to use isco injection help PHP. Then he need to get password or hash of password from isco injection and use this password and admin PHP. If he did all these steps, it means it's attack. It's not just something vulnerability problem or something. It's real attack. He made different steps. He find admin PHP. He find isco injection. He get passwords from database, and then he use this password in admin PHP. So anyone who bypass authentication in admin PHP by using this valid login and password is real attacker, not just bad guy, vulnerability guy. And this idea comes from CTF tasks and how we can check skill of the guy. It's very easy to just find isco injection by quotas, but it's still not attack, it's just a bug. So if someone just insert quotas in your script, it's bug. Then attacker try to understand how he can use this bug. For example, he can think, oh, it's 500 euro just because I use quota. So maybe it's a isco injection. Then he tried to do something like second thing. He tried to do logical Boolean thing in isco request and got 200 euros. So he found vulnerability. It's the second step. The third step, he can try to how he can use it because he don't know what SQL database he use. So he tried to make some valid request with some information extract from database. So it's already exploited, and we can track all these steps with one script. And finally, we can make additional thing like add web application firewall, make some filter symbols like space in this case. And we do something like CTF task for white hats, but it's filter for black hats. So if guy do all this step, it can be done only with human. We can filter scanners, we can filter just script kiddies, we can work only with real guys. And finally, we can detect if someone tried to get password with blind SQL injection because we can use triggers. Yes, it's a SQLite example. We can use triggers if we have some selects to password table. It's attack. We even don't need to catch all this construction or write regex, just one trigger. And it's very easy to do. Okay, so for each step, we have some proofs about human, about his skills, about who he are, and actually we can make difference between white hat and black hat. Because white hat guys, they want to find vulnerabilities. They don't want to exploit it to get some private information. So, for example, he go to admin PHP with this stolen password, maybe it's okay. But if on this page we have some secret files, for example, secret PDF, and this guy click on download, it means he violating the access rights because it's not for white hat guys. Any researchers who try to find vulnerabilities, they just stop on the second step and write reports like, sorry, you have SQL injection problem, blah, 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 that's all. But if he start to do really nasty things, we can attack back. So it's for me some kind of proof. So let's go to the reverse penetration thing. And I already talked about exploit pack. We can just use it, but it's boring. And I did not want to do it because it's, I don't know, illegal maybe. And I don't want this problem, so I try to do something like social engineering things. Because the main thing for me, attacker do not expect that we start attack him back. So it's the main thing on social engineering. So we can use honey tokens like applet, ActiveX, or secret PDF. So this guy downloads secret PDF, but this PDF is exploited inside. Okay, it's pretty easy. And we can attack, we can use any techniques that actually bad guys use, like attacking in internal environment, CCRF, cross-site, everything. We can use everything to make his life harder. Okay, about Honey tokens, like PDF example or exe file, it can be, you can do anything. It's like a very big field for cheating with them, because you can do exe files and push them to download it and run it. You can do anything. It's just a question about social engineering. And what I want to get, it's not just backdoor, because backdoor it's very easy. We want to collect information about who is he. So we can scan his hard drive disk, find any JPG, TXT, doc files from his disk, config files from his applications, get Wi-Fi around him, and we can get his geolocation, network, everything. We need to all this information. It helps us to understand who is he and why it works. Because it's not about proxy, not about Tor, it's already on his box. We already bypass all this anonymous thing. They use Tor, proxy, okay, but we already on his workstation. There's only one problem, if he use infected box or intermediate host, so we actually hacked good box that was infected. But anyway, then I show that it was a real thing. We can live with that. Okay, sorry. Let's start. Okay, as I told, I'm founder of DEF CON Russia group. And when we had started the site, it was 2 years ago, we just opened it, like coming soon, yes, this is our site, we're about IT security, please welcome. And of course, in Russia, if someone found something new, like, another site about IT security, I hate it, we should hack it. And some guys start write blog post like, see, another DEF CON Russia, what the bullshit is it? And of course, many people found this invite code thing. Oh, it's private zone, they need to input some code. And of course, it's a SQL injection, and it's actually Honeypot. And it's very easy to exploit, because when they try to exploit SQL injection here, they got next page like Java interface for private zone. And this is just a social engineering thing. So if he trusts to us and think, yeah, I got it. I need to run this script, and I'm into it. And actually, of course, this Java applet just upload our payload to his workstation. It's very easy vector and nothing smart. So I just did it and start to looking what's next. Okay, what I did, it's also important. I don't want to install backdoors. I can do it, but I just make information about his network and domain name and login name, and send this information by reverse DNS channel, not by HTTP. By reverse DNS is very good. That's why I got into antivirus boxes, because there was not network, but DNS was set it. And I got information from boxes that even do not have internet, did not have an internet connection. So it really helped me. And I do not collect any personal information, like from previous site. I don't want to scan their hard drive disk for GPG. I did not record any camera shots because it's illegal. I just take technical information, not personal information. I don't need any problems. But it's enough for me. So let's take what I got. Okay, this example from Apache log, get requests. And you see how people think, okay, if they try to input something like from HTML, they think, oh, maybe this is code, maybe this is invite code. Okay, it's wrong. Let's try SQL injection. But I don't know how it's broken request, so it's actually not a SQL injection. But finally, he found how to do it, and he did it. So we got intrusion, and it can be, yes, this IP address can be web or proxy or Tor exit point, I don't know. We can trust it. But when he ran Java applet, we got more information, like his PC name, username, local IP address, and tracer. And you can see he's from Rostov, it's a city in Russia, so we have real position, and we can contact his ISP and ask, can you please broke his legs for us? Something like that. So, and you see username is always can be second name, like personal information. So And of course, we also got DNS IP address because we use reverse DNS channel, and from it means that request can come from his DNS server, from his network, and also information to us. So this is just technical information, not personal, but it helps a lot. It really works. And this example from guys, you see the second names and login because they do attack from their corporate networks like Olympus, it's some company in Russia, and just, oh, cool, I can try from my workstation, from my work, and we got everything. Even his VMware IP addresses, but sometimes Tracer didn't work in corporate network. But it works. We got second names, we got host names, so we even called to this Olympus and asked, please, can you break legs of this guy? And again, Metrocom is ISP, so it's enough. It really works. And something like that. So just fun thing, we have write-up of first meeting of our group. We was proud that we did something, and this is write-up about one beautiful day there was the first meeting. So it's a blog report write-up by someone who was on this meeting. And of course some comments under this. Sorry. Yeah. So, ha ha ha. If you need invite, just use this construction. He wrote into blog about this and was very happy. He found it and he write, it's Russian thing. You write comments before you do something. Actually, he found this Java applet, run it, and then write a comment. He didn't check what's this applet because actually if he starts sniffing network or something, he found it's just backdoor. But he write comment before he understand it. And what we got, it's his profile on this block. We have his name injected. And actually this guy, not bad guy, so no, it's really good guy. He write his position, Ukraine, city Kherson. And actually we have a proof. From our Java applet, we got his Diamond Viola net and IP address, and this is actually, yes, it's in Kherson, in Ukraine, and time was the same of comment. So actually this is guy the same. And one interesting thing, we got his username, C2 something. And if you Google it, you can find this one guy, it's old nickname of this guy that he used in past. And we can correlate, we understand that 2 person is 1 person. So it, again, give us some information that more than we can get. Okay, well, some interesting stuff. I found in my Apache log this IP address, and actually it's Defense Ministry of Russia. Yes, I'm popular. And I want to tell you I'm proud of my country. They did not run Java applet. So that's all I have about them. Good guys, smart guys. But unexpected, I was really get fun from this. Another IP address from, I need to, it's from ex-USSR Republic. It was 15, so I don't tell you which one, but one ex-USSR Republic, nothing special. But in this case, they run this applet, and I got something Gov. And I Googled this Gov. It was special super secret intelligence agency of this US XSR Republic. Damn it. Okay, but some other information like username looks like service name. It's not like second name or login. It looks like service name about replication or something. So it gives us things that maybe not real attacker. It's intermediate host. Someone hack this super secret service workstation and then start to hack DEFCON Russia. I don't know. And it's all it's bad, but next, few hours later, another intrusion to our website from same ex-USSR Republic. Actually, it's interesting because just 2 requests from 2 in a few hours from same ex-republic, but from different subnet, different IP address, and this IP address doesn't belong to this intelligence agency, so it looks like another guy. But again, he he runs this Java applet. And we got information, local IP address and username, that's all. But if you Google this username, you found this is no nickname of hacker from this USSR Republic. So it's like hacktivist, some security researcher from this USSR Republic. So what I think, he got access to this ex-USSR Republic workstation and then go to DEFCON Russia. Then he did not understand why it doesn't work and tried from his workstation. And we have proofs, and we can broke his legs. But of course, I don't want, he's really good guy, so it's just fun. He did not want to do anything bad. I believe in that. He's just doing fun. Okay, actually I have more results. I have shells from many white hat companies, even, okay, I don't tell which one, but they are there. And from antivirus company, they try to learn what this Java applet is about. They run it on VirtualBox, and we got response from them by traceroute. So like Dr. Web, something. Okay, we have backdoored government workstation and bunch of script kiddies, I think. That's the results, it's good. And again, we got Euro usernames, yes. We bypass all this VMware Tor proxy, it's not about this. If we got something we can execute on workstation. The only one problem if he use intermediate host. In other case, we got something from his workstation. And it works totally automatically. So I got all this information doing nothing, just reading logs. And of course, the same results you can get with Honey tokens, exploit packs. It's not about how we deliver this payload. It's another question. Okay, and yes, social engineering works. Well, against script kiddies and white hats. That's my conclusion. And one more, of course, this vector is bad because some guys start writing that's okay, it's not real invitation code, it's not real JavaScript applet. But we can use different techniques, not just direct reverse penetration. We can use something else. Like in this example, it's tweet between me and one security white hat guys from Russia. I wrote to him like, I catch you. And he asked me how you did it because I did not run your JavaScript, your Java applet. So we can use something different. We can use social networks because white hat guys like Twitter, they like LinkedIn and something like that. So it's very easy if attacker does something from his browser and we use the same ideas, but reverse penetration will use CCRF XSS on some social network thing. We can get information from third-party software. We exploiting vulnerabilities not on client side, on client workstation. We exploit vulnerabilities on social network. It's interesting because maybe it has some moral things to think about. Is it good or not? But it works. So it works. Again, proxy Tor, it's not about it. We bypass all this. It's not working here. And again, it works on the script kiddies and white hats who do operations from social networks. And it's just small example. I didn't use it, just example. LinkedIn, of course, you know that you can functionality, you can see who looking into your profile. So we can use just simple redirect to understand who looking into your SQL injection. So this example, some engineer from Nokia, it was not me, and some lecturer from Moscow State University, I hope it was not you. I know this guy, good guy, and I asked him to do it. So it's something like that. It's just example how it can work. So LinkedIn help us, and even not vulnerability, but it give us information. Because if it's from Nokia, I can call to Nokia and ask to broke his legs. Okay, but what I used. So we have two mail services in Russia that are really popular: Yandex.ru and Mail.ru. It's most, of course, Gmail.com is more popular, but okay, let's talk about Russian. So, and both of the service has the same vulnerabilities, so I use it. Like JSON-P hijacking. So you can see I get the simple GET request with callback counter, And if I'm authenticated on Yandex.ru mail service, there will be return with function counters with my login value. Yeah, we make, on DEFCON Russia, we make handler for this function, so we catch this response in JavaScript and make handler of this login, and we can got his login name from Yandex. So by using this CSRF, we can got his attacker's login value. His email actually is just ikut@Yandex.ru, his email, so we can write him email. Like, what are you doing? Please don't do it. Oh, I broke your legs. So it's JSONP, it's very easy to understand, and we can use it. Actually, that was fixed, responsible disclose. But when I use it a little, so I'm not sure it's good, but okay, I did it. And the same for Mail.ru, but for Mail.ru it's more interesting, they have protection. If referrer is not Mail.ru, the JSONP request didn't work. So it only works with referrer is empty, it works. If referrer present but it's not Mail.ru, it's nothing. So we need to bypass it. First I use HTTPS thing, but then was fixed by browser. And then, yeah, hack one is use SSL. So if you use SSL, referrer will be empty. From DEFCON Russia to Mail.ru is empty referrer. But it's difficult to exploit right now. And this guy, Igor, helped me with blog post about how we can make request without referrer. So I read his blog and write this exploit. So you just use iframe src data.txt, and then we use CSRF. In this case, iframe doesn't have referrer, so this request will be without referrer. Even can rewrite the same function in JavaScript and got information from JSONP response. Okay, and what we get with this? Got results again. Good guys, just student DEFCON Russia guy visit our, but it works. We got his mail. We can Google its mail, or Yandex its mail, and got information about him. So we know when his birthday, 19 something. It's about university from. We can go to this university and broke his legs. Profit. And some interesting things. We got emails that guy actually tried to exploit SQL injection, and this time he tried to sell something from Japan. I don't know. It's like hobby for him. So he has job and email related to this shop, online shop. At the same time, he trying to SQL inject us. And of course, we got anonymous guys. Yes, it's many of them. It's so popular, not everywhere. So you see, anonymous Dmitry from Russia. So very good anonymous style. With we have the name, city, and how old is he. And actually, I got many interesting emails like master the DOS. So if I want to buy the DOS, I know already email address. So we got real names, we got real emails. We can correlate Yandex mail and Mail.ru mails because we use both exploit at one time. And for example, one mail is to his working mail he used for online shop. A second mail is master the DOS, for example, and we can understand this one person. So it got some results. And now some conclusion statistic thing. Yeah, SQL injection for 1 year, about 484 tries to, not tries, it's successful unique SQL injection attacks. And applet strikes was just 52, not much, but I think it's pretty good number. And we got 16 unique email address, 16 unique person. I mean, sometimes we got 2 emails for one person and count as one. So we got 16 person hacked. So it's 70% of succeed. I think it's not bad result, especially with so dummy as social engineering vector. So it's very easy to avoid these problems. But you see most script kiddies and white hat guys in this 70%. Okay, and everybody likes graphs. So the blue is SQL injection successful attacks. Red one is count of applet, and green one is email graphs. So you can see it's very XY function. So it's the same as simple exploit pack, not big difference. It means that all the same things works against attackers. And of course, all peaks, it's about something about announcement on websites, some meetings, some reports, and most attention to our websites more than in normal days. For example, some even go, so more hacks attempt. And then you see Java applet becomes less popular, so I start email attacks. Because someone write in internet, so it's not real user interface, it's fake, please don't do it. And it's good, especially with emails, it's more good results because we don't need any social engineering vector. We don't need approve from Java applet. I mean, approve, click, so I want to run this Java applet. It works automatically without social engineering vector. And of course, we can use more techniques. We can use anything we like XXSS by Sami Karmkar, getting PCs and Wi-Fi settings. We can use popular things and not popular like DNS pinning to get more information about. There's thousands of techniques that we can use to de-anonymize attackers. And I believe that if you visit this training, it was a few days ago on this event on BlackHat, this guy described most of these techniques that we can use. And of course, the more techniques we use, the more % of success we have. And it works. Okay, and real world, how it can be in real world. And for example, for Russia, I think it's very easy to use because, for example, all banks use ActiveX component in Russia. I believe in China also. And that's why it's good for social engineering because all attackers need to use this ActiveX. And we can push to use our evil applet because if you need something to run from bank you trust, it's normal. So it's very easy to do social engineering. And for example, if you detect attack, we can use backdoor JavaScript. If it's normal user, we don't do anything. So maybe it can work. I don't know. I'm not a bank man. And of course, I think I don't like the skibberable things, but of course, maybe something of these techniques can be used for these agencies, for defense ministry. They like to spend money on something. Why? They can spend money on this. I think it's a good idea. They have enough money. And just a simple example how it can be used. Do you remember this film? It's a popular film. Do you know? It's a screenshot from this film. It's Will Smith tried to hack alien server. And he writes script on English, loaded into alien spaceship, and it was a virus actually. It's good, but in real life we have different software, different thing. Of course, right now operation system is the same in all countries, but for example in Russia we use special software like VPN clients that you don't use in Europe or US. So if Americans want to hack Russia, for example, they need to download this software from Russia. And if they trust to this software, it's another question. But for example, Russian can use this to attack American. Of course, it's bullshit mostly, but why? We can try. It's easy. So the main conclusion, it works. It really works and fun results we got. And yes, why has less careful than BlackHat? Sorry. And more question about moral things and legal, I don't know, but this is question because enterprise sector, of course, can't use it. It's not for them, but for government sector, I think it's really good thing to spend their money. Okay, I don't know. I'm done, I think, so if you have any questions, please feel free. If not, I go and drink some vodka. And play on balalaika, yep. Beers, yeah. Okay, thank you.